Breaking news now at 11. At least 4 people are dead in Taiwan's strongest earthquake in 25 years. Buildings collapsed as rescuers search now for people trapped in that debris. Good evening, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams. The USGS says this was a powerful quake measuring 7.4. It happened just off the coast of Taiwan around 8 o'clock in the morning their time, 5 p.m. our time tonight. NBC4's Macy Jenkins live in studio with more. And more reaction from someone who was there in Taiwan when this happened. Macy.
Good evening, Colleen. The quake hit during one of the busiest moments of the work week, morning rush hour. Traffic along the east coast of Taiwan came to a standstill. Train service was suspended across the entire island. Students already at school were evacuated to sports fields, some of them reportedly using textbooks to cover their heads as the aftershocks continued.
Hey y'all, it's Zoe and welcome back to another video on my channel. I'm very sorry about my wacky schedule. Things just get really busy during the week and I don't have time to film or edit, so I know this video is going up late. I already know that it will be, so just wanted to apologize in advance. But anyways, as you can tell by the title of this video, today I'm going to be talking about the earthquake that hit in Taiwan about maybe a week and a half ago. I tried to find some clips from like news articles and news footage and put in the beginning of this video, so hopefully I will succeed in doing that. But anyways, this was my first earthquake. I've never experienced an earthquake before because I grew up in Texas and went to school in Ohio, so it was definitely an interesting experience. And coming to Taiwan, when we had orientation, they told us all about earthquake safety and how to prepare and how to like the steps, because you know, with like fire drills, tornado drills, we learn all that in school. So we also have earthquake drills, and I can actually show you. Okay, so this is what's called my go bag, and my Fulbright actually gave us these bags, and it has everything that we could need for a potential earthquake. So I am on the 3rd floor of my apartment building, so should an earthquake happen, I would most likely go downstairs and outside. But this is the most important part, which people call a banana head. And the reason why is because it's a pillow. On the inside is sometimes is yellow. When you put it on your head, it makes you look like a banana. And so all of the students have these attached to their desks at school. They just kind of hang off to the side. They use them during nap time, things like that. And then there's also a flashlight in here, a little rain poncho, emergency blanket, and a whistle. So this is all stuff that is in my go bag. Obviously they recommend water bottles, you know, snacks, things like that, but I keep this in my apartment in case anything were to happen. So we have had drills at school on what to do at school during an earthquake, and most of it is just first hiding under the desks for the initial sirens, the initial blows, and then we go out into the main courtyard and do head counts and see if anyone's injured. And every time we have a drill, they always pick a few students to, you know, be lost or be injured so they can practice their rescues and stuff like that. On the day of the earthquake, this is kind of what happened. It's actually kind of funny because the first initial shock I didn't feel at all, because I take the bus to school every day, and certain local buses in Taiwan, they're loud and they are bumpy. So to me, it just felt like another normal day on the bus, which, can you imagine that felt like a tremor from an earthquake? It was a 7.2, but I was far up north from the epicenter, so where I was, it was maybe a 3 or 4. But imagine, like, it was just like, it felt like I didn't feel anything wrong. And then as soon as I step off the bus, like literally the exact moment I get off the bus, my phone blows up with all of these earthquake text messages, notifications, things like that. Then I get to school, everyone has their banana heads, they're all gathered outside, and then we think everything is okay for a while, and then we feel the first aftershock, and so we all go back into the courtyard, and then everything's pretty much fine for the rest of the day. And then that weekend I spent in Taipei, and I I was sleeping on an air mattress at my friend's apartment, and I felt aftershocks for literally almost every single night I was there. So it's kind of crazy, like being on the ground and like feeling the ground move beneath you. It's like a really weird feeling, and I guess unless you maybe live in an area that gets frequent earthquakes, it's just really hard to describe. And it's actually kind of funny because I always felt like everywhere I went, the ground was just moving, like during the day as well. And I was like, is this like, do I have PTSD? Like, am I just like paranoid? Like, what is this? And then I would check the Taiwan weather app, and every single time I checked it, there was like 1 or 2 alerts like every hour that there was an aftershock. And I think, I actually don't know, but I think I checked it maybe a day or 2 ago, and they still reported an aftershock. It was a level 3, and it didn't really get farther than some of the surrounding territories. But yeah, so it's been crazy. Just reading about it and seeing it is also really sad because the epicenter was close to the national park that is in that county. It's pretty much known for that national park. It gets lots of tourism and visitors there every year. I went there in November, which is crazy to me that it's the same place. It's such a beautiful national park, and now it's not as beautiful. There's actually a Fulbrighter, one of my friends, she was with her family in the national park when the earthquake happened, and another one of my friends who's a Fulbrighter was on their way to the national park and got stuck at the train station. And my friend who was in the national park, apparently she was stuck there for a few days while search and rescue were getting everyone out, and then she had like rations of rice to eat, and she was with her parents who were visiting from the US. So imagine that must be crazy. But luckily the death toll was very small. It was less than 2 digits, and the last earthquake that struck Taiwan was in 1999, and it killed over 2,000 people, wiped out almost an entire small village. So they've definitely been better prepared for an earthquake, which is one reason why I think a lot of the kids were not freaked out. It was kind of just like a regular day, like almost like another earthquake drill, even though this was a real earthquake. Everyone was really calm, even the coworkers who would have been alive and in elementary school during the 1999 earthquake. Taiwan has just really prepared itself since the 1999 earthquake. So with these earthquake drills in school, and just I don't know what the rhetoric is around the earthquake, like how they teach it in history classes, but everyone seems really prepared, and they all stayed really calm and just went on with their day. And it was like that once before when there, I don't know if anyone saw in the news, but a few months ago, China was testing something or other, and there was a warning, and it came off as like a potential airstrike or air raid or spy jet or something, and it was in the middle of class, and these kids just like nothing happened, like they were all just chill, like they went along with their day. So I think maybe how they teach natural disasters and other stuff could just the culture in Taiwan and things like that. But everyone was really calm and just went about their day like nothing happened. So yeah, that was pretty much my experience with an earthquake. I'd be really interested to know if anyone else out there has experienced an earthquake. And yeah, when I was coming to live here, I was preparing myself for a lot of things because I was going to spend a year here, a year away from my family, but an earthquake was not on the bingo card for 2024. So I mean, at least now I can say that I've experienced it. I've done a lot of firsts here, and I never thought I'd add earthquake to that list. But yeah, so if you have any questions as well, I'm happy to answer them in the comments down below. But that was my experience with the earthquake, and I'm gonna see if there are any donation sites if you would like to donate to the rescue mission. I'm sure they are working to rebuild much of the national park, and there was also a bridge that collapsed. There's been landslides, so I will do the research for you and put it in the description box if I can find anything. And until then, I will see you all in the next video. Bye!